Hi, everybody. Welcome to Valley Views, what you see and what you hear in the Coachella Valley. Many of you have asked about this necklace that I always wear, and it is Jesus with his mother and his grandmother. And so my friend who did my bracelet that has all my grandchildren on it makes them. So if you're wondering and might want to get one too, it's precious to me. And you know what? In honor of our first guest today, who has 2 grandbabies, this is my favorite rock. Children are often spoiled because no one will spank grandma. That's us. Okay, let's see who's on our show today. I love it. I truly love it. Last week, American Cancer Society celebrated Desert Spirit 27th Gala. My goodness. So we're going to talk about that with Kim Waltrip and Renee Medor, who are the co-chairs. And also today, we will talk to, oh my goodness, Kathy Gustafson's coming up. We're going to talk about blinds, etc., because it's a time to kind of think about stuff around your house, so we thought that might be good. And Jean Shaw and Lisa Valenti Levkovitz, sort of like that, right? They're the founders of Our Family Stories. It's very, very exciting. Hope you can sit back, relax, and enjoy Valley Views. We'll be right back.
What do you have when you buy a Lexus from Desert Lexus? Peace of mind. Peace of mind knowing Desert Lexus has a large inventory of new and certified pre-owned Lexus vehicles for you to choose from, and a service department conveniently open Saturdays, offering a fleet of complimentary service loaners to keep you on schedule. For over 25 years, Desert Lexus has been giving their customers peace of mind. Desert Lexus, located at the Cathedral City Auto Center, or online at desertlexus.com.
You're invited to spend the evening with multi-Grammy Award-winning Michael Bolton. Performing his biggest hits at Spotlight 29 Casino Showroom, Saturday, May 7th at 8 p.m. Tickets on sale now at the box office or spotlight29.com. For full show and ticket information, check out michaelbolton.com. Spotlight 29 Casino, the Valley's best bet.
And so today we will miss Melissa Niederman, because she's our girl. But with us is, so happy to see Kim Waltrip and Renee Medor. And you guys were the co-chairs last week, so
yes,
what happened over there?
It was fantastic. Fun night.
Great
It was
night.
Outside under the stars. It was amazing. Nobody had to wear high heels.
Ooh.
Which is a great thing.
Love that.
Yeah, it was polo themed and at Dick Heckman's estate in Rancho Mirage.
Nice.
And you know, it was spectacular.
nice.
It's huge. And Dick has all kinds of animals. He has fainting goats in the back. They're the kind like if you scare them, they just fall over. Nobody did
Truly?
that. So,
Truly.
Yes, yeah.
It's amazing.
His fainting goats. It was magical.
It's wonderful. We honored great people. We had such a wonderful night. And
Remind me, who'd you honor?
we honored Linda Gray from Dallas, Sue Ellen from
Love
Dallas.
her.
Yes.
Loved her parents when they were here.
Yeah.
And they had their
Yes.
jewelry store.
And the Van Patten family. Great,
my
great
goodness.
family.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the Van Pattens were here.
Yeah.
Including the mom, which was
Yeah.
great.
Mom,
Very, very
Benny,
nice.
Jimmy, Nels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I
pretty
was out of
great.
town and I didn't get to go, but I absolutely loved. And I saw too that you did a tribute in memoriam for Lee Ames and Gloria Greer, which is
Yes.
so thoughtful.
Exactly.
Yes.
Two
Such
Valley
special
locals.
people.
Yeah.
Wonderful people.
Really.
And we
Yeah.
also honored a local survivor, Tom Davis, from the Agua Caliente trip,
Very nice.
Yes.
That's a
Yeah.
great idea.
and his children introduced him. And so it
Oh,
was
there's
really
a
sweet.
tearjerker.
I know,
Yes.
I know,
Yes.
exactly. I know. We had a great time. It was, we had the dinner the cocktail hour with all the silent auction items, and then we moved over to the other side of the property, and all the restaurants were lined along the fences.
Which is always great. We've covered that and loved every
Yeah,
minute.
exactly. So you get up and you get to, whatever food you want, you just go and take whatever you need, and then you sit and music and and all the honorees, and it was just
Celebrities
great
in the
'cause it's
audience.
But I mean,
outside.
can you
Yes.
believe that it's Desert Spirit 27?
It's
27.
amazing.
That is like
Unbelievable.
hooray, hooray.
Yes.
Yeah, especially since I'm not that old, so
No. We were
Only 2
babies when
years.
it started. I just think that whether you have individually gone through a cancer bout, or someone in your family, or someone that you know, almost everybody has
Everybody.
some connection to it.
Yes.
they do. I mean, we ask people to send photos, even of survivors or themselves. Themselves, people they know that have survived, or anybody that has passed, and
Yeah.
it is everybody is touched by it. Every
Everybody.
single person.
It's true.
It's
So
scary.
I just can remember a couple of times when we've covered it, and I always had to have tissue in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Because the stories are unbelievable, and so many survivors, so many people that are doing well, and so much hope
yeah, it's
that is
amazing.
there.
Yes. And you
Yeah.
can relate to it, which is
Well,
Yeah,
even
for
more
sure.
heartwarming.
Medical advances are just unbelievable. So people are living longer and surviving, a lot of things they didn't used to. So,
And there are
it's
so
kinda
many great things like the runs for it, and the
Yes.
long walks and all of that.
Yeah,
My
we have-
cousin
Great
did it.
events.
My cousin did the long one that's in San Diego. I think it's Susan Komen.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
And I
Yes.
mean, she was going through a tough time, a few illnesses in the family. She got up every morning, strapped on those tennies,
For her.
and was out there
That's
and did
great.
it. I was
Good
so
for
proud
her.
of her.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
way to go, Cindy.
Yeah, and we just had another event before this one. It was the Rick Springfield concert,
Yeah.
stripped down. It was him on stage all by himself. He had 4 guitars behind him, and he picked one up at a time and sang, and he told stories. So behind him, he had photographs of just his life. We went from beginning through today, and he told these amazing stories, and it was a wonderful way to experience him.
I
Just
love
by
that.
himself on stage telling stories. It was fantastic.
It was great. And even
was
people
pretty
who
cool.
really didn't follow him, they afterwards are like,
Yeah.
we're a Rick Springfield fan now.
Oh, yeah, for
It
sure.
was amazing.
Even his super hit, I love hearing it.
Yes. Jesse's Girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care when. It's still, and in fact, my daughter was very, very young when that came out, and she was a Rick Springfield fan from the get-go. She wouldn't have missed that if she had been in
It
town.
was pretty cool. It was
It
very
was.
intimate and cool,
And he
was-
still looks fabulous.
Oh my gosh,
Amazing.
It's amazing. I think. Well, we don't want to tell his age, but
No, we won't tell his age.
he looks
No,
really
looks
good
great.
and nice guy.
But
and really
take
sweet.
a look at this rendering of Rick. He looks like he used to look. We have that for you.
That is a painting that Mike Emery did of Rick for the gala. So that was auctioned off. And he did the painting before the concert and had Rick sign it at the concert.
Nice,
So
for sure.
I know,
Yes.
it's so beautiful. I love it. I love all the colors. It's really beautiful. And that artist, he also did a painting of my son too. So
He did?
He's yeah.
He's so talented.
He's so talented.
Oh, my
You just
goodness.
give him some pictures, and he, I don't know how he does it, but he does
incredible.
I remember when your son was just a baby boy.
it. I know, he's 22. 22. It's crazy.
Oh, don't you
So-
love it? So you can continue to make donations at desertspirit.net, desertspirit.net, and that's always a great thing to do. Thank you guys for all
Thank
Thank you
the
for
Patty.
having us.
wonderful
Thanks for
words. And much, much love to Melissa.
Yes.
Yes.
So special.
She's a hard
and her
worker.
mom.
She's amazing.
Oh my gosh, and Melissa is everything. She's
Wonder
just
Woman.
unbelievable.
She really is
She's
something.
Wonder Woman.
Truly, truly. Okay.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Nice to
See
be
you
here.
next year.
Okay.
If not before.
Okay.
Hope it's before. Be right back.
Welcome to J. Russell The Salon, a comprehensive beauty center with over 60 specialists here to help you with all your beauty needs.
We have been redefining beauty for over 30 years. Our state-of-the-art salon is designed to maximize your experience. Come and enjoy the feeling of beauty for yourself. You know the name,
You know the building.
you know the reputation.
We'd like to get to know you.
High above the valley floor, nestled against the mountains, lies Ironwood, a world of beautiful landscapes and vistas so close to nature, but only steps from the heart of Palm Desert. A community rich in history that for generations has honored family, Ironwood offers a sense of place that is always warm and welcoming. With 2 world-class golf courses, tennis, fitness, and spa facilities, Ironwood makes for a wonderful lifestyle experience. Isn't it time you discovered Ironwood?
I read a wonderful article recently, and it was about being sure to say thank you. And so 25 years ago, when my husband and I were building our home here, and we were dealing with Rick Job, and thank you, Rick, and unfortunately our architect's gone now, but he was amazing. Anyway, the one person whose product is still in this house, because she did such an amazing job, is Kathy Gustafson. And she, just at the drop of a dime today, I said, could you please come and be on? And so I want to say thank you, Kathy, because nothing else is the same in this house as it was 25 years ago, except my wonderful blinds. And you have blinds, etc.
Correct.
Still.
Yes.
And you offer lots and lots of different things, which I want to get into. But a couple of shows ago, when we were talking about St. Jude's, I spoke with my friend Kathy, whose grandson had gone to St. Jude's, and she brought a picture of him, and I want you to tell that story if you could.
Well, at the age of 2, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and the only way they could take care of this with the proper chemo was to send him to Tennessee, St. Jude in Tennessee. And they did the operation here at Loma Linda. It was at the base of the brain, so luckily it was operable. We were very lucky. And it was 4-stage cancer. He was right at 2 years old, and they did the surgery at Loma Linda, and it came out the size of a golf ball, and it was intact. So they just feathered it away. But he had to go into St. Jude in Tennessee to do 4 months of chemo and 2 months of radiation, and he's wonderful today.
And let's take a look at his picture, and he's now 7?
He's now 7.
Isn't that just
His name
the
is
best?
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's just the best. Those are the stories we like the most.
Yes.
And you guys were all very brave through that. And Kathy has just this wonderful group of friends, and she does amazing things at her gorgeous home. It's my favorite place to go and sit out back and have just one glass of wine. That's all I'm allowed. But talk to us about business. 25 years ago, how's it changed?
35.
35. I meant 25 since me, but 35.
Yeah,
all
I've been.
told.
I started my business in 1981. I've always been on Highway 111.
Yeah.
Yeah, and started out just doing window coverings, and now I do carpet. I don't do hard surface. I just do carpet and window coverings. I do shade shutters, draperies, custom draperies, upholstery. We do interior, exterior, big and motorization. I have the same installer. He's been with me now for 32 years.
Whoa.
And and we're a small company. And both my boys worked for me 15 years. David, my younger son, Sean was with me 18 years. Till when his baby got sick, he lost everything, lost his cars, put everything in storage, and away he went. And now he's studying to be a doctor.
Don't you love
very
it?
Very proud of him, yeah.
Don't you love
Yeah, he's into cancer research of the brain.
See?
He's in his 3rd year, and he's doing wonderful.
I'm so happy for
yeah.
you and proud of him.
Yes, I am very proud.
Yeah. But I mean, it touches the whole family.
Yes.
You know, we were just talking about the American Cancer Society in our last segment, and it's not just about a patient or somebody who gets that diagnosis. It's everybody that's involved.
That's right, everybody.
Your mom was so amazing. And there were fundraisers, I remember,
A lot
that
of
they had here.
fundraisers, a lot of support, a lot of prayers, and just have to have the faith.
You have to have the faith.
You do.
That's huge.
It's huge.
And you know what I think? I mean, I think you would agree. People who are on the fence about religion and prayer and all of that, if they are touched by a cancer diagnosis or others, they somehow can find themselves the peace and the guidance in prayer. I think Father Lincoln would agree with that. Yeah.
Yes, I'm very grateful for all the prayers that were answered, and he's doing wonderful.
Yeah. And Ed, how's Ed doing?
He's doing better. He's fine.
Yeah, he looks amazing.
Yeah. He been through a lot, and unfortunately, he had a surgery that went bad, but he's surviving, and he has a very good attitude. So that's
And isn't that a good word?
yes.
Attitude plays a huge part.
Very good attitude. Wakes up in the morning with a smile and hello, good morning. It's great. It's better attitude than I'll ever have.
Well, I just wanted you to come on. I just wanted to tell you how much we've appreciated all of our window coverings. They're the one thing that's lasted here. And I've always wanted you to be on, talk a little bit about business here,
right.
but mostly to talk about St. Jude's and Isaiah,
Right, wow.
and what a really wonderful journey it has turned out to be.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
which I love.
having me.
And Valley Views will be right back.
Hi, I'm Gabi for our unique desert lifestyle. You just have to check out Gabi Fashions and Gabi Els Boutique. If you're looking for trendsetting fashions and a fresh, hip vibe, Gabi Els Boutique is what you are looking for. Our fun fashion experts can help you put together a look that will turn heads and get attention. If shopping therapy and a new look gives you that attitude adjustment, come shop Gabi Els Boutique and get noticed.
To you, it's just a guitar no one plays anymore. But when you donate it or any item to Angel View, we'll use the proceeds to help some severely disabled young people. Angel View, because we can all use an angel in our lives, once in a while.
What do you have when you buy a Lexus from Desert Lexus? Peace of mind. Peace of mind knowing Desert Lexus has a large inventory of new and certified pre-owned Lexus vehicles for you to choose from, and a service department conveniently open Saturdays, offering a fleet of complimentary service loaners to keep you on schedule. For over 25 years, Desert Lexus has been giving their customers peace of mind. Desert Lexus, located at the Cathedral City Auto Center, or online at desertlexus.com.
You know that a lot of things come across my desk, I'm happy to say. Sometimes it's hard to choose, topics for the shows, but we always think about all of you and what you might need to know or want to know. Just listen to this. Lisa Valente Lefkowitz and Jean Shaw are the co-founders of Our Family Stories, a company dedicated to helping families and individuals capture and preserve the stories, traditions, and experiences that make them unique so that they're available for future generations. That is so up my alley, and I want to do this desperately. Jean and Lisa, help me.
We're here to get you through the process.
Because it is a process.
It is.
I mean, and I think it's something that, I know a lot of my friends would love, love, love to do this. But if you think about when you're as old as I am, all the pictures, a lot, there's just a whole lot. My kids call me a borderline hoarder because I've got the pictures that they drew when they were little. Mm-hmm. So how long does it take to kind of get it together, do you think? Well, an average?
I think it's kind of an it depends sort of thing. Yeah. And I think Lisa would agree with this, in that it depends on how much time you're willing to put towards it.
Yeah.
Exactly what it is you'd like to cover in the course of your actual story.
Yeah.
It's not. We make it, and Lisa is so good at this. She makes it really easy and painless for you.
Yeah.
We can get you through the process. People stress out over this when they're thinking about it.
I would think so.
I can't deal with it. I can't think
them.
about it. It's too much. We'll make it really easy.
And because they stress out, they don't do it.
Right.
And that's
exactly.
that's the bad thing. But the good thing is that we can do it in different time segments. So we could do a short version, a medium version, or a longer version. And that goes back to what Jean was saying about choosing what's important to you. Somebody might want to do capturing holidays or simply philosophy of their life. But we put together what's important to you. Mm-hmm. And it's really done through not fact, not data, not research of dry, boring material. It's stories that you tell.
Yeah.
And when someone tells and personally tells their own story, it captures that person's personality, voice, expressions, facials as they tell the stories. And it's there forever to share and to have forever.
But Lisa, can I tell you, I mean, thinking about this, I could cry. Ask my guys. It's just, to me, the most personal, wonderful gift that you could give.
That's exactly right.
There's a commercial that's running right now on it's for one of the major online genealogical services that you can get. It's a commercial with two twin brothers sitting side by side, and in the commercial they're talking about what a thrill it's been for them to be able to trace some of their family history, to see signatures of people that they heard about but never met, to actually look at some of the pictures of people. And at the end of the commercial, one of the guys looks at the camera and he says, "Now all I wish is that I could go back 100 years so I could actually find out who these people are." That's what we do. We actually give you the opportunity to capture you as a fully functioning, living, breathing person, telling your experiences, your life stories, your values, and the things that make you uniquely you in a format that is fun, entertaining, and that will last for generations.
Well, you know this because you work in video. Meanwhile, I have to say, and not to deny what we do, is that somebody needs to do it. Whether you sit down and write it out, problem is a lot of people are not skilled at writers, or they're afraid of writing, or they won't take the time to write it, or they think, I won't do that.
Yeah.
Or there are books you can fill in the blanks that prompt you through it. Or you could do an audio where you sit down with questions and you face a camera, or not a camera, just a recorder,
Right.
and you record those stories. Or there's Ancestry.com, which is research for data, but that's not what we do. We go to the video, which shows someone and their personality as they tell their stories.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to emphasize, most importantly, is that people do something to pass on to their future generations. And it's not something to do when you're 92 or 96
Exactly.
and can't speak and can't remember where things are.
And that's
I
coming
don't
up
know where
close for me, so I gotta
maybe for
really
all
get
of
that.
us.
You've got another 40 years at least.
I just, I mean, maybe my situation is a little bit different because I have every tape of every show
Right,
for 22
right,
years.
right.
I have everything Carson's done, everything Quinn has done, photographs, I mean, it would be a long process.
We'd love to do it, you know, but we can add in video, and we can, it's like watching a television show. We can add not only the photographs, and actually we could bring in other people to interview about you. So there's lots of ways
Well,
to
that
do
gets
this.
dangerous.
Well, but you've been in the public eye for a very long time. The thing most people run up against is the fact that most of us don't think our lives are important enough for anybody
goodness.
to ever pay any attention to.
Really?
And that's why a lot of people don't ever think about doing this. It's because, well, I did a talk where I met a wonderful 90-year-old lady at the end of my talk, and I asked her what she thought about the talk, and at the end of the talk she said, "Well, you don't really want to know?" And I said, "Yes, I do want to know. Sit down, let's talk." She said, "Why would I do this? I'm nobody. Nobody's interested in what I've done."
Oh, no.
And then she sat there, she told me the most amazing story that I'll tell you very quickly, which was when she was a child, she was the middle child of 7 children.
Okay.
And her father was determined that when his children grew up, they would have no prejudice against anybody. So every time mom got pregnant, they moved to a different country. So throughout their lives, all these children, every one of them was born in and grew up in at least 2 different countries and got the experience of those countries and the people who lived there. And I looked at her and I said, how in the world could you possibly think nobody would be interested in that story? It's the
that
most
the
amazing
truth?
story I'd ever heard.
Wow.
So.
Well, and I did one on my mother, which I'm so grateful I have, because I lost her actually 8 years ago to today.
Wow.
And I have it and I watch it, and it's like being with her again.
Yes.
And so it's just so wonderful to have that. But when I did hers, she said, well, you know, I was a mom, I was a housewife, I worked and did the PTA and so forth. Interesting.
All the important jobs.
Yeah, well, all the important jobs, but it wasn't like a successful business or I'm a scientist. And in that interview, I found out no one in our family knew this, that our parents ran away and eloped and didn't tell her parents for 2 weeks.
Oh,
So,
goodness.
I mean, and I said, what, are you kidding me? Anyhow, so, you know, as an interviewer, as you know, you can bring out instances and parts of people that are just so unique.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, I mean, I'm right there with you. We'll
Get out your
together.
calendar. We'll set a date.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good thing. We should do that. But thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patty. Great
so
being
many
here. Great
people,
seeing you.
I think, are going to be so happy to know you can do
hope so.
all this. Thank you. And we'll go now to Father Howard Lincoln. Father Lincoln?
Much of our life is taken up with thoughts about the future. In fact, if you're like me, you sometimes have trouble staying in the present moment because you're always thinking about something coming up. We all think about the future. Little children in school yearn for holidays. Older students plan for graduation. Young spouses look forward to the birth of their child, and older couples await the time of retirement. Although the future may at times hold something unpleasant or even tragic, the human spirit is usually undaunted in hoping for the best. And that is the way it should be. With a clarity that I can only dream of, Malcolm Muggeridge said that there is a certainty surpassing all words and thoughts that I am an infinitesimal particle of God's creation. I am a participant in His purpose, which are loving and not malign, creative and not destructive, orderly and not chaotic, universal and not particular. And in that certainty, there is a great peace and a great joy. So keep thinking and hoping and dreaming of the future. You can look forward in faith to a bright future of everlasting life.
Thank you, Father Lincoln. Father Howard Lincoln, Sacred Heart Church. I want to thank all my guests today. So interesting. It's amazing. I want to thank you for joining us. Until we meet again, remember, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. Today's a gift. That's why we call it the present. Live in the now moment, enjoy your valley views, those you see, those you hear, and be sure and put them on something that you'll always have and you can always remember. So go back and watch our last segment and do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Thank you guys so much. See you real soon. Much love.
It's how you make it, so make it the most on right from the start. What's going on around me and you? There's a girl who can say it for sure. She knows a thing or two. It's Patty's Valley View.